1-800-900-1767.
You are back with Get Down to Business. I'm your host, Shalom Klein. As always, we love talking with Chris Everett of Everett College Funding. Chris, thanks for joining us back on the show.
You are welcome. Good to be here.
So, Chris, we've been talking these past few times. I think we've had you on now 7 times or so. And the most popular subject is college planning, something you know a thing or two about. So, Chris, again, we're now we're into the fall. I'd say it's close to being winter. What sort of things do you think families should have top of mind these days?
Well, I'll tell you what, it depends really on the age of their student. And so given that, we host regular workshops. And as a matter of fact, we have one coming up in November on the 13th in Elmhurst. So if any of your listeners are in the Elmhurst area and can come to the Huntington Learning Center on November 13th, it's a Thursday, 8:15 in the evening, we will be talking about all different aspects of college funding and planning because, you know, the two go hand in hand. And again, no matter what age your children are or your students are, there's really several different things that you can be doing. So, for example, for very young children, it's all a question of getting your financial house in order and then saving in the right instruments. If you have children in grammar school, middle school, you can begin thinking about what is your expected family contribution and begin getting your head wrapped around what is this really going to cost me and how can I best prepare? And when they get to high school, oh my Lord, don't get sucked into the void of looking only for a college. You want to make sure that you understand your students' hard wiring first so that they're going in the right direction. And then instead of your children kowtowing to the colleges, oh, let me in, we'd prefer that the student interview the correct colleges so that they are in control and they can really be driving the process.
I like that approach. It
saves a lot of money, Shalom.
It does. And we're going to post information about your November 13th workshop on our Facebook page and get the word out about that. I still have it here in studio, Pete Sikorsky from Get Fresh Produce, one of our last guests. And we were just talking about trying to attract people for his company. And you know, Chris, you're probably the person that knows the best, you know, what families should be thinking about when they decide what path their child should be going into when they go for college. Should they be going for college, but which path? And is that something that you're going to talk about at your November 13th workshop?
Oh, without question. And I had a wonderful interview yesterday with a student, and we used Advanced Berkman Consultants, parents on the phone. We have one-on-one admission counselors. And we just kind of wrap ourselves around these kids and help them really understand how they were put together. And it's so much fun to listen to these kids just for the first time sometimes, knowing that someone gets them and that they can begin showing them different career paths that they might not have even considered before. Now it becomes a whole new world that they can see of potential. So I think that, more than anything, is what's really important when you get in high school. Past your sophomore year, before you go into your junior year and they really start, you know, gunning you for picking a college, get clear first.
It's interesting. The Tribune this past week, I'm not sure what day it was, but they were talking about how high schools, sort of the model needs to be shaken up a little bit, and that most high school students, a lot of them are going to college, and they're just totally and completely lost. They hopefully start with some gen eds, but often they're jumping into things that honestly they have no interest in, and they're not even any good at.
Well, you know what for me is even worse than that, and I agree with you 100%, is that if a mom or dad, now don't shoot me, mom or dad, but if you allow your student to go on a campus not clear and they're not there on purpose, on their purpose, they could get pulled into so many different directions that are not really a good fit for them. So that could be expensive, number one. They maybe even are on the wrong campus and have to go somewhere else and start over, God forbid. But it's emotionally exhausting for them and very emotionally expensive. So I agree, the whole educational system does need to be shaken up.
It's interesting, and I think that what you're saying is that make the wrong college decision, both in planning which college to send to as well as which focus in college to send your kid off to, or for a young adult to making those decisions on their own. That's probably one of the easiest ways that you can throw away a huge amount of money at once. The next time that we have you on, we're going to talk some more about financial planning and how to make sure you can make decisions that will save you money all at once. But this is an easy way that people can really make some very poor decisions, and we don't want that, Chris.
It's just too expensive. EverettCollegeFunding.com's website has a lot of great information on it as well.
Well, we'll make sure to send people to the website, EverettCollegeFunding.com. And Chris is probably one of the easiest phone numbers that's out there, 708-771-7777, 708-771-7777. Call Chris and talk about the November 13th workshop. And as I mentioned, Chris, we'll post that information on our site, and I know you have it up on yours. What's the website again? EverettCollegeFunding.com. Fantastic. And we'll make sure to get people out over there. And the next time that we come on, that we have you on the air, let's talk some more about financial planning and the story about some of those adults that are making those decisions for their kids. Probably better financial planning that they can be doing in their adult life as well.
You bet.
Okay, fantastic. Chris Everett, again, how can people reach you?
708-771-7777. And
by email?
Chris@EverettWealthSolutions.com.
Fantastic. Once again, we're talking with Chris Everett of Everett Wealth Solutions and Everett College Funding. Chris is the expert on college planning, the expert on financial planning, and she's hosting a workshop on November 13th. That information will be up on our website, and you can find out more. Don't make poor decisions when it comes to college planning. Don't make poor financial decisions. Talk to Chris Everett, 708-771-7777. And after the break, as promised, I'm going to be talking about managing your business financial records. You're listening to Get Down to Business.
I'm Pete